There it is.
Okay.
Rapture.
No, we're not talking about Rapture anymore. Okay, we just had that discussion.
We talk about Riptor.
Before we started, so that way it wouldn't happen.
We talk about Riptor.
No, wrestler. Hey guys, didn't see you there. This is
I ain't
Attempt
got
to
no
Speak.
eyes.
The Attempt to Speak episode 2. Now, before we start, I wanted to mention you don't have to edit that.
What?
You don't have to edit that out. But you know how TikTok's got a new thing going on.
Okay.
Do you know of this thing? This song that became popular. The song that starts with the I'll send it to you. I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna find you a quick TikTok video and I'm gonna show you. And you can just put it up here because you know they had the before they had the damn boy he thick one going around.
Yeah.
There's a new one.
Play the sample now. There you go.
Okay. And the other thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to send a shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, Eric Skiff. Because I emailed Eric Skiff and he responded.
Right.
Super nice guy. Because I told him that we were using his music. I'm gonna probably use his music throughout this entire podcast, just like lightly in the background.
Yeah, like last time.
Yeah. Because I told him that we were using his music for these videos. And he was, like, super happy that I told him about it. Because, like, I even mentioned that we found it in the homebrew game we played in the Nuo Games Part 2.
Right.
And, yeah, he was like, wow, that's great, dude.
Shut
Noises.
Up, Java. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, but no, he was super happy. He was like, wow, thanks for letting me know. I'm super glad that you liked my music and are using it. Because, like, on his website, which is still up, and you should totally go there and check out his music.
I'm linking it.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't make, as far as I know, he doesn't make music anymore. Like, I think the last upload was in, like, 2008 or 9 or something. I think I said in our Nuo Games video.
Right.
But, like, I don't know. He was a really nice guy, and I was super happy that he responded and was glad that we were doing it.
He seemed really cool.
Yeah, yeah. So, the topic for this attempt to speak.
We're gonna play nothing.
I know, I'm getting confused.
Nice. It's about
this
time.
attempt, do you remember a while back where we were having a discussion about, like, game development cycles? Or, like, game development, like, processes and how a lot of them went on for a long time. Like, how we were talking about, like, FF7 Remake. And how many years that's been, like, going on.
That was off mic, right?
Huh?
That was off mic?
Oh, yeah, this was, like, I think we were doing a car ride or something.
Oh, okay.
And, we were talking about this. And we mentioned Cuphead. How Cuphead, like, was originally presented, like, what, back in 2010? They had, like, a trailer, and then it was just nothing until a couple months before it came out in 2017. So, and then there are also, like, notorious ones, like Duke Nukem Forever is, like, the most notorious one, because that game's development started in 96, and it didn't come out till 2011.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's like, damn, dude,
Like, wow.
that's so long. Another one that's notorious is The Last Guardian, which was a PS4 exclusive.
Yeah, I remember it.
That game's development started back in 2007, and it didn't come out until 2017.
Oh, gee.
Was a lot of people waited.
Was that any good?
Was
it considered good?
It depends. Yes and no. It wasn't considered great. Some people would say it was good, some people would say it was awful.
So it just depends on who you ask.
Yeah, it really depends, because technically the entire game is an escort mission, because you have this giant beast that, like, becomes, like, your guardian, like, your, like, spiritual animal, and, like, it follows you around, and you, like, have to command it to do things. That's where the game becomes iffy, because sometimes it doesn't listen. It's like, I don't know.
Oh, gee. Okay.
Things like that. Another huge one, Mother 3. game's development started in '94 because it was going to be on the 64 DD.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Didn't come out till 2006 on the GBA because when the DD failed, it was originally Earthbound 64 and they just scrapped the entire game, and then they decided to bring it back, and then it came out only in Japan.
Yeah.
And then there's games like Capcom's Big Five, where they had their games that were going to be GameCube exclusive, starting with Piano 3, that got okay ratings and sold poorly.
Yeah.
And then Beautiful Joe and Killer 7 both got ported to PS2 because Capcom was like, alright, this isn't working. So those were the next two games. Both are cult classics because when they came out, they sold poorly.
Yep.
And then Resident Evil 4 was the next one. That game went through hell to come out, which happened to be the only good one. I don't know if it sold all that well when it came out. It may have because it was Resident Evil, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. They probably built hype for that and stuff.
But because of the failure of the first one, the failure of the next two, and then the hell that Resident Evil 4 went through, the fifth game, Phoenix something, I can't remember what it was called.
Phoenix Wright.
No.
The
fifth game didn't happen. There's like, done. No, we're not doing this anymore. So it never came out. And then there's so there are some other games that I wanted to mention. I think Indivisible was one of them, because Indivisible had a prototype that came out in I think 2015.
Yeah, it was shortly after the last DLC of Skullgirls came out.
Was that 2015? I don't remember.
I think it was 2015. That was when because Skullgirls started out as a Konami product or whatever, because it was published by Konami. Mm-hmm. And then when Lab Zero wanted DLC but Konami didn't, then they had to accumulate enough money, which was fan funded, by the way, so then they could take Konami off the project, and then they could have DLC for it. And I think it was after, who was the last DLC? Robo Fortune. Yeah. It was like a month or two after Robo Fortune came out. That's when they announced that they're working on a new project called Indivisible and whatever.
Yeah,
art concept and stuff.
And the prototype came out because I got it on PS4. But I believe that was 2015. Indivisible came out 2019?
Yeah, like November.
Yeah, it came out last year. So that was weird because I got the prototype and I got a theme for my PS4 for downloading the prototype, and then that's all I had.
Yeah.
Until the game came out. I know Mighty Number 9 was another one, but that one was kind of like a train wreck. Even though I enjoyed it for what it was. I'm one of the weird people that didn't hate Mighty Number 9, but that's because I didn't back it I didn't get it until it came out.
Oh, some people, I don't know, I think backers for Indivisible would say the same thing, where like it didn't live up to expectations, or like wasn't worth the wait.
Yeah,
it was just a train wreck.
Indivisible was way better than Mighty Number 9, though.
Yeah, I would say that, but
yeah. And then I also found out Cyberpunk 2077 was originally announced back in 2015, which I didn't know. I didn't know it was announced that far back, and then it's coming out September, they're saying.
Yeah, it got pushed back.
Yeah, it did, along with FF7 Remake, which sucks because I would love to play both of them. They both seem amazing. Which FF7 Remake had a demo, at least. Demo is great. I loved playing it.
Right.
And then there are games that have had strange or terrible developments, like Sonic 06 was terrible.
Yeah.
That one's notorious. Anthems was a train wreck. Because development for that game was a disaster, and they released it anyways.
Yeah.
And, it basically got the No Man's Sky treatment, where
release it now, fix it later.
Super hyped, failed. Year later, they're finally starting to fix it, but like they've already lost a lot of fans.
Like the damage is done already.
Yeah, No Man's Sky did that, and Watch Dogs did that, because Watch Dogs was the same way. They were just like, "Oh, this game's gonna be amazing," and then it did not do well.
How well did that? How well did Watch Dogs 2 do?
Watch Dogs 2 was much better.
They probably
Watch
sold
Dogs
more.
2 was
The
much
sales
better
are
than the
probably
first one. Both for sales and gameplay. I don't know about sales. I'm not 100% sure on that. But I know for the game, Watch Dogs 2 was much better than the first one.
This is that,
Gameplay-wise, it was much better.
It's just, it got announced for a sequel, and then when it came out, like, nobody cared anymore. Or nobody, like, talked about it very much.
Yeah, although there is a new Watch Dogs coming out.
Great.
But no one really talks about it, as far as I know. I don't know if people really care. I think they're too skeptical because of the first one. They don't want it to be another Watch Dogs 1.
Like, just overhyped.
Yeah. So they're gonna sit back and wait, see what happens when it comes out.
Right. Yeah.
But when it comes to game developments, I've looked up a lot of them. So there's a couple I wanted to inform you of that you may not even know of.
All right.
I even took notes on like the processes and whatnot. Sort of. I'll also give you the sources where I got all this information.
Yeah.
That you can link into the video, because I didn't just make this up, and this wasn't off the top of my head. I actually researched a lot of this stuff. So one was a game called Agent.
Agent?
Yes. It's a game being developed by Rockstar.
Alright.
It was going to release in 2003 on the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox. However, its development got moved to the PS3 in 2007. So it started in 2003. In 2007, it got moved, saying it's just going to come out on the PS3 now. Like, it's going to be a PS3 exclusive.
Not too bad.
Nothing's been said since. So
game is just
like
Rockstar
doesn't even talk about it. But here's the kicker. If you go on Rockstar Games' official website, Agent's still there. And it's still said to be a PS3 exclusive.
Oh gee. And the PS5 is coming out.
I even went to their website and it's still there.
Okay.
Which I thought was funny.
So it's just
it started in 2003 and has been on hold since. So
all right.
Next game is a game called Hell Raid, which development started in 2011. It was originally a Dead Island mod. You know, the zombie game Dead Island?
Oh, yeah.
It was originally a mod for that.
Okay.
But then it started, it was announced it was going to become its own game.
Right.
However, the game was put on hold so Dying Light could come out, because the same company was developing Dying Light.
Right.
Then Dying Light came out. Then they announced Dying Light 2. And they don't talk about Hell Raid anymore. So that game started development in 2011, just indefinitely on hold, as far as we know. Never said anything about it. Next game is another notorious one. Aliens Colonial Marines.
I think I know
the
that
really bad alien game.
Yeah, with the
notoriously horrible one. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Development started in 2001.
Okay.
In 2006, I believe the company that was originally developing it went under, and Sega bought the rights.
Alright.
And then it finally came out in 2013, and we all know what happened with that. So that was from 2001 to 2013. I believe it was announced in 2001. I think there was like a short trailer or something, and then there was just nothing. And then 2006, Sega bought the license, and then 2013, it finally came out, and it was a disaster, as we all know.
Well, to tell you the truth, with a company like Sega, I would wonder what took so long after they bought the rights. Like, did they scrap it and just redo it, or did they just take what they had and just expand it on that?
2006 was not a good year for Sega.
Yeah, I think it started on 2006, of course, but I think the whole thing started like 2004. After like Adventure 2 came out, then it all just went down from there. Yeah. Well, Adventure 2 Battle, not Adventure 2. Well, Adventure 2 came out a while ago.
I mean, it did take a long time for Aliens Colonial Marines to come out.
Yeah,
that took a long time.
Yeah.
Next is Wadum. Wadum is the game that I showed you the trailer for from the creators of Katamari.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that one?
That said to be really good.
The development started in 2014.
Okay, that was like in between the 360. Was that in between like the 360 PS3 categories? Or was that like after?
I think 2014. I think it was after the PS3 one. Okay. Or the 360 one. Whatever one came out after. It was like shortly after a Katamari game came out.
They came out right around the same time, I think.
Mm-hmm. However, it was announced in 2014, did not come out till 2019. Because halfway through production, Sony just dropped it. They were just like, you don't need to work on this anymore.
Like, and you're done.
So the game got put on hold for a while.
Ah, gee.
But it finally got picked back up and then came out in 2019, which I've heard is good. Have not played it.
I haven't seen it either.
But weird, but that's what makes it so cool.
Yeah, I mean, according to ratings, like, it was well worth it.
All right, here's another one. It is a game called Routine.
I don't know.
Its development started in 2012.
Okay.
It was from a company called Lunar Software.
Oh. Yeah, Lunar Software. Okay.
This was going to be their first game.
Okay.
When people were asking about the game, because there was a trailer that came out in 2012, or it was announced, Lunar Software said that it's a smooth but slow process, and said to be a game similar to Alien Isolation. So it's going to be like a horror, a kind of like a scary or horror themed game that takes place in space. Which the only other game like that right now is Alien Isolation. Nothing's been said since.
Great.
So it started in 2012, indefinitely on hold. So we don't know what's happening with that.
So I know of Lunar Software. Just that reason why I didn't know if they made anything is because they haven't.
Yeah, I think this was going to be their first game. I don't think they've put out any games at all. I think they've been working on this game. I don't know. I don't know if Lunar Software has come out with anything.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Next one is a game called Wild.
Okay. These sound like prototype names. Like,
as far as I know, these are the names of the games. Right. Processed, the development started in 2014. It was being developed by a company called Wild Steep Studio, with help and assistance from the creator of Rayman.
Oh, okay.
And it was going to be like an open world like adventure. I don't know too much details about it. There are trailers out though. Now, not much has been said about it since, because the creator of Rayman, Michael Ansel, I think his name was. Something like that. I'm sorry if I said his name wrong. But he was also working on Beyond Good and Evil 2. So Wild was kind of put second to that.
Right.
And also, apparently, for Wild, they are building a brand new engine for the game to run on.
Oh, gee.
So it's going to be running on its own engine. So they're building an engine and building the game on that engine. So they're kind of doing both at the same time.
Great.
Which is making it take a while. Little to nothing has been said since. So it started in 2014, indefinitely on hold.
Probably, I would assume it's engine. I would assume it's like engine problems. What I would go with.
Probably, because they're building an engine and then they're building the game on that engine. So,
I
like, they have to build the engine and then build the game and then hope it works and then see what they can do to fix it. So, like, building an engine and a game at the same time takes forever.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they don't work, it's not like you can look back on things to see what could possibly be wrong. You have to just kind of figure it out yourself, quite literally. Speaking of which, Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Yeah.
Game had leaks and rumors from 2007 to 2009, but there was nothing official until 2016.
All right.
And I believe it's not out yet. I think they said it would come out this year. I don't think there was an official announcement of a date. As far as I know, there's no official date for Beyond Good and Evil 2. But technically...
Give me a moment, I can check real quick.
Yeah, since the first one came out, people were like, oh, we need a second one. And then 2007 to 2009, there were a bunch of leaks and rumors that there was a second one in production, but it wasn't until 2016 there was an official announcement of a Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Right.
Because I believe I looked it up and it just said 2020. I think was all it said for Beyond Good and Evil 2. I don't think it
looks
had
like
it.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be says this year, but no specific date.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
The next
beta
one.
came out last year.
Next one. Dead Island 2.
All right.
Game started development in 2014. Nothing's been said since.
Oh.
They did have an official release date last year.
Yeah.
Didn't come out. So no one knows what the hell's going on with Dead Island 2. I worked in a game store when it was announced. It just didn't come out.
It didn't happen.
Because we were just like, oh, it'll come out on this day. I don't remember what the day was. I remember it was in I think it was 2018, actually.
Right.
And they were just like, it was 2018? 2017, 2018. They were just like, oh, it's going to come out on this day. And then they were just like, oh, it's actually being pushed to next year. And they never said anything since.
Nope.
Quite literally nothing. So the game started development in 2014, indefinitely on hold.
Fantastic.
Next game is one that I know you know of, because I bought it.
Yeah.
It's Dreams.
Oh, yeah.
Because apparently, Dreams was teased, had a teaser trailer back in 2013.
Oh, gee. Okay.
Then it was officially announced, and then there was nothing. Then it was officially announced in 2015 that it would come out. Didn't come out till 2020.
Is that like the only information they had? Like 2015, and it wasn't rumored at all until it just came out?
It was kind of nothing until like January of 2020. It was announced it's coming out in February? Yeah, February. Till like December or January, it was announced it's coming out in February, and then it did. So for like 5 years, just nothing.
Yeah.
But because Dreams is essentially a game where you're making your own games, they kind of had to work an engine around that.
Yeah.
So I think it took them a long time to like get something like that to work properly and to give people their own freedom. Which turned out great, because Dreams is great, so...
Yeah. I was going to say, what a time to get it, too, because now I'm seeing a whole bunch of people posting videos about it now.
Yeah,
so
dude, Dreams is amazing.
Just happened to get it at a good time.
Dreams is amazing. It really is. Next game is a game called Deep Down.
Alright.
Started development in 2013. It was an RPG-style game with a sci-fi story and online features. It was going to be a new IP from Capcom.
Oh boy. Okay.
There was a closed beta in 2014. So there are people that have played this game, because there was a closed beta that they did.
Right.
Nothing's been said since.
Alright.
Because the game is being made along with a new engine.
They're
building an engine and a game at the same time. Yep.
Oh, gee.
Yeah. And, Capcom, so they had their Fallout. So...
I thought Fallout was Bethesda.
Yeah, well, they had a Fallout first. They did Fallout first before Bethesda did.
Yeah, Fallout first for 76.
That's where they got it.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. Next game is Crackdown 3. I didn't write down when the development started, but it wasn't long after 2. It was probably like a year after 2. I don't remember. I don't know what date that was.
Put it on screen.
Yeah. However, the development was going through struggles because the same company was also making Scalebound, which was going to be an Xbox exclusive IP. Both of them were going to be Xbox exclusives.
Oh, that wasn't released either?
They had to cancel one.
Oh, okay.
And they obviously canceled Scalebound because Crackdown 3 came out in 2019.
Oh. Okay.
Also, throughout production, Crackdown 3 went through a couple of different developers. It was dropped by a company, and then a new one picked it up, and then they dropped it, and a new one picked it up. So it went through a couple of parties before it came out. And not that good. Unfortunately, the game did not do well.
Oh, that sucks. But okay.
Yeah, so it happens. Unfortunately. Okay. I've got 2 more. I only have 2 more.
Okay.
First one is Owlboy.
Oh, okay.
Started development back in 2007.
Really?
By D-Pad Studio. Didn't come out till 2016. Mm-hmm. Because D-Pad Studio kept scrapping the game and restarting.
Oh.
They completely scrapped it and restarted numerous times before it came out. So that's why it took 9 years.
Sounds like Prime 4.
Yeah, well, Prime 4 so far has only done it once.
Right, but I don't know how many times they're gonna do it. Just scrap it and just scrap it.
I think a different company picked it up.
Yeah,
I believe
Nintendo didn't like. It was either Nintendo or the developers that were doing it didn't like how it was turning out.
Nintendo didn't like how I believe Nintendo was not happy with how their developers were doing with the game, so they gave it to a different company and are restarting.
Okay. Yeah.
So hopefully,
I hope it's not another other M situation where it's teased and then doesn't happen for a while until it comes out and nobody likes it.
I liked Other M. I thought it was fun. I mean, Samus isn't like the silent badass protagonist anymore, but like they made her into a person. I mean, I didn't like that the game implied that she had all of her weapons, but she wouldn't use them until she was given the okay by her commander.
Right.
Which I thought was dumb.
Instead of somebody giving them to her.
Yeah, instead of her being given the powers or her finding them throughout her adventure,
she just wasn't allowed
they
to use
essentially implied that she already had them, but she wouldn't use them until she was given the okay.
Yeah.
Which I thought was stupid. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
But everything else in the game I thought was fine. The gameplay was really cool because I liked how they made it so that way like you still only played with one Wii remote and like you used it sideways to like run around the world and then like you point at the screen and it would change to a first person perspective.
Right.
It was really fun. It was great. They had the tiny little like chick monster looking thing. It's a spirit in Ultimate.
The chick monster?
Yeah, it's a little chick monster. I can't remember its name.
Chokushik?
No. And then they got like even like young Samus is a spirit in Ultimate, which I wish was an alternate costume because I like Samus with short hair. I think she looks great. I think it's really cool. But no, I have to play.
Not Samus.
I have to play Smash Infinite to get that costume.
Yeah. Or you could play one of the Legacy mods.
Probably.
Because I think they have.
I think that's
a hidden thing for.
I think that's where I
ZSS.
played it actually. Okay. So I got one more, and it's one that you know of because it's a game you've bought.
Oh.
It's Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh. Oh yeah. Okay.
Started development in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
Because the game was announced even though it wasn't far in production at all.
Yep.
Square Enix announced it anyways.
Yeah.
They were just like...
I remember that.
They felt like they were falling into the shadows. They were just like, let's just announce games that we are or are going to be working on.
It's like, hey, guess what?
They were just like, just so you guys know.
They were
just like, just so you guys know, we are going to make a Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't even know if they had started when they announced it.
Yeah. It was only planned, probably.
I don't know. It eventually came out in 2019, so it took 6 years.
Yeah, I got it like a couple weeks after it came out.
Yep, because the game also changed engines. And then was rescaled.
From 2 to 3?
From the PS3 and 360 to the PS4 and Xbox One. So it had to change to a newer system, and it had to be rescaled for the discs. Right. So like they had already started working on the game, and then they had to like change things for it, so that way it would run properly on the new console as opposed to the old ones. Since PS4 doesn't play PS3 games, so they were like, this won't work. So they had to like rescale the game and like fix it so it would work on the PS4.
Yeah.
Also, Disney apparently likes to take their sweet ass time at giving the okay on things. So it'd be like, hey, Disney, we're going to use this character, and this is how he's going to be implemented in the game. Then Disney would take goddamn forever to get back to them. So, so like, a good portion of their time was waiting to hear back from Disney.
Mm-hmm. Disney's too busy for your bullshit, Square Enix.
Are they?
Yeah, of course.
They're too busy coming out with, like, Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
And so that's how then they're, apparently, which, good movie.
I was gonna say, that probably explains why there's not as many areas in KH3 as it is in the other ones, because they probably either didn't want to wait for any more Disney OKs, or Disney just wouldn't give them the rights to use them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they didn't announce it so early, they would have had more time, because people were excited for Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't think they should have announced it when they did. It was a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that far after KH2 came out.
Well, Kingdom Hearts 2, no, Kingdom Hearts 2 was like 2006.
Oh, really? Oh,
like
well, yeah. I forgot all the other Kingdom Hearts games.
Actually, I think it was 2005 when Kingdom Hearts 2 came out. Kingdom Hearts 1 was like 2002. Then Kingdom Hearts 2 was 2005. Something like that. Because the PS3 was not out.
Yeah, because after Kingdom Hearts 2, then they made a whole bunch of other games that weren't KH3.
Yeah, the PS4 and Xbox One weren't even out when Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced. So that's why they had to set it up for the next system, because they took so long to come out with this game, which wouldn't have been a problem if they didn't announce it.
Yeah, right.
They would have had more time, and then it could have been a better game.
Yeah, it could have been.
Yeah. It's a lot of what could have been.
But yeah, I don't know if most fans or some fans are like me, where it's like, oh, this game finally, well, it's like an Indivisible kind of thing, where it's like it finally came out, you got it soon after it came out. It's like, I like it, but it didn't meet really an expectation.
No. Because Kingdom Hearts 3 did that, Indivisible did that, Mighty Number 9 did that, Watch Dogs did that. I feel like people set their expectations too high.
Well, I mean, yeah, I would say mine. I would say mine were high because, before I got KH3, I only played 1 and 2. I didn't even play any other.
There were a lot of Kingdom Hearts games that came out between 2 and 3. There were a lot of them. I got to play 2.8, the Fragment Passage one where you play as Agua. That one's really short, only takes like 2 hours. It's really good though. I liked it. The gameplay was really fun. I assume the gameplay is similar in 3, but I like Agua more than Sora, so I don't like Sora as a character all that much.
Right. That's why you have 358/2.
Yeah.
Where you can play as any organization member. And Roxas.
Not quite. In the campaign, you have to be Roxas. In the multiplayer, you can play as other organization members, which is cool.
Yeah, and then you can team up with friends up to like 4 players and do like challenges and stuff. And
you can play as other members, which is cool. But that's the only way you can play as them. In the single player, you have to be Roxas. And 358 Days Over 2 gets repetitive. Like essentially the game is that you're given missions and you go on these missions where you have to like obtain a particular thing, or defeat a particular, like, character or boss, or, like, clean out an area. They, like, give you tasks to do. It basically did what Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon did.
Well, it wasn't actually, like, a story.
Where it's the first game was, like, an adventure. Because, like, Kingdom Hearts 1 and Luigi's Mansion, they were, like, adventures. Where you had this huge place, you had, like, this huge, like, various Disney areas you could explore, and they were pretty big. And then in Luigi's Mansion, you had you had the whole mansion. You could wander around in all the different rooms and stuff, and it was fun. But then Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon and 358 Days Over 2, they basically took the adventuring aspect away from you. Like, they kept the rest of the game. They had their stories. The graphics were just as good. Well, they were as good as they could be, since 358 Days Over 2 was on the DS and Dark Moon was on the 3DS. Yeah. But, so, they did the best they could with the graphics. They kept the story. They kept the gameplay, but they took away the adventuring aspect.
So there's not much
and just instead, they just sent you on missions. And it just makes the game feel repetitive. Like, with Luigi's Mansion and Kingdom Hearts 1, they are repetitive, but, like, exploring is fun, and the gameplay was good enough that you didn't feel, like, it didn't feel like you were doing the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
But when you take the adventure away, then you just know, like, it's much more noticeable. You're just like, I feel like I'm just doing this over and over and over. Whereas in the first games, you don't notice because you're having fun exploring these worlds and stuff. So that was the problem. The only difference being, Luigi's Mansion 3 was really good, and Kingdom Hearts 3 did not reach expectations. So, so there's that. But yeah, 358 Days Over 2, I got like halfway through it, I couldn't finish it.
Yeah.
I couldn't finish it because, yeah, it just... I got bored doing the same thing over and over. The story wasn't gripping enough. Also, Kingdom Hearts story is really confusing.
Yeah, don't try to keep up with it.
All over. The thing's everywhere.
No, I will say, you know, with all the Disney areas in Cage 3, they have like their own plots and whatever, like, because, you know, they're pretty much taken from the movie. Whatever Disney area they go to, they just take plots from the movie and add Sora in it. But when it came to the latter half, like the second half of the game, where no Disney characters are around, it's just you, Donald, Goofy, and then all the other main protagonists, and then the rest of the organization, could not keep up with the story, because I didn't play enough Kingdom Hearts games to know what's going on.
I bet if you did, if you played 1 and 2, yeah, playing Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 is not enough to understand what's happening in 3. That's not enough. You have to play Birth by Sleep. Dream Drop Distance doesn't matter all that much. That just sets up 3. Dream Drop Distance is basically just an extra thing that happens right before 3. 2.8 is something that happens right before 3, but it's from the perspective of a different character, because Sora's not even in it.
Yeah.
Because you're Aqua. Riku and Goofy are there, and then the other characters. But Birth by Sleep is important. Because that shows up in 3. Like, the things that happened after Birth by Sleep show up in 3.
Right.
And I think also Rechain of Memories. I think things from that appear in 3. So, like, there's a bunch of games that are not numeric, but if you don't play them, things will happen that you're like, what? You're just like, what's going on here?
Although, I will say that...
Like, Terranort?
Yeah,
Terranort was not in 1 or 2.
And he's in 3.
He appears in Birth by Sleep and is mentioned in a fragment passage. But if you don't play either of those games, he just shows up in 3. You're like, who fuck's that?
Yeah. I was gonna say, I will. The intro movie when you start the game is really good. It's really cool with the song and stuff, and it pretty much goes through. Yeah, it pretty much goes through. Like, briefly shows all the events that happened up to that point.
Yeah,
it's like that's pretty cool. No idea what's going on, and then
tried.
And then there's also, like, I guess I don't know what to call it, but they do have. I don't know if they tell you every story, but they do have, like, I guess you call them like books or scrapbooks or something, like, pretty much briefly telling you everything that happened in every game, just in case you're like me and you don't want to have to buy and play every Kingdom Hearts game that came before it.
I have 2 still.
I've beaten 2 and 1. I didn't like 1, but I beat it.
I don't know. After playing 2, I can't go back to 1. 2 is just so much gameplay wise. 2 is so much better. I so much prefer 2's gameplay.
Right.
I have Fragment Passage. You'd have to get 1.5 to play Birth by Sleep on console. Ugh. I think it was only on PS3.
Yeah, because I think...
Wait, can you get the Kingdom Hearts All-in-One on Xbox One? Because you can on PS4.
I don't know.
Because
I can't
the Kingdom Hearts All-in-One was 1.5, 2.5, and 3. But 1.5 was Kingdom Hearts 1 and Rechain of Memories? I think 1.5 was Kingdom Hearts 1. Actually, no. 1.5 was Kingdom Hearts 1 and Birth by Sleep. Kingdom Hearts 2 was Kingdom Hearts 2 and Rechain of Memories, and then 3.
Right.
So with those, you would have all the story you needed. Also, it has all the cutscenes from 358 Days Over 2 and all the cutscenes from or actually, it has some cutscenes of events that took place before Kingdom Hearts 1. So, basically, with the all-in-one package, you can know everything. And then, it also came with 2.8, which came with Dream Drop Distance, which took place right before 3. And it came with a Fragment Passage.
Right.
Actually, I have 2.8.
Yeah, so the all-in-one package is PS4 only, but the games that are in the all-in-one are going to be released on Xbox shortly.
Oh, okay.
So you can buy them all individually on Xbox, or you can get a PlayStation and buy them all in one package.
Okay.
So there's that.
All right, then.
I probably won't do it, but
I wouldn't bother at this point.
yeah.
Hey, at least Kingdom Hearts 3 did something that all the other ones did not do. They made Kairi do something.
Even though it was very brief.
Yeah, it was very brief.
She did something. And the DLC.
Yes, they have the DLC. They have the DLC where you play as Kairi.
Yeah, I
do all of it.
I never got it.
I think it basically is what happens with Kairi after she helps you in that one fight in 3 and then disappears.
Yeah.
I think the DLC, you follow Kairi.
Yeah, right.
But, yeah, Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, Kairi didn't do anything. She was around, but she didn't do anything. Like, she's there the whole time. She's there the whole time, but does nothing.
She even gets her Keyblade, I think, in 2? And never uses it?
I don't know. No, I think it's at the beginning of 3. I don't remember. I don't remember her getting a Keyblade.
I remember her getting a Keyblade. In one of the games, she did get a Keyblade, but she never used it. Maybe. Because she had to train with, like, Merlin or something to be able to use it in battle.
That may have been at the end of 2.
Something like that. It was at the end of one of them. I know that.
But then she trains with Axel, doesn't she, in 3?
Yeah. Then her and Axel, who goes by Lee, because he's not because he wasn't part of the organization anymore.
Yeah.
And then Axel gets his flame Keyblade, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then both of them train with Merlin.
It's because Lee's his real name.
Yeah.
Because what they did with the organization members is that they took their real names, they jumbled up the letters, and then added an X. That's how all of their names work.
Oh, yeah.
All of their names, they just took their real names and they moved the letters around and then threw an X in there somewhere.
Like Roxas.
Yeah. Like Roxas and Axel.
And Axel, yeah.
So that's... I don't know what the rest of their real names are.
Yeah, speaking of real names, Ansem... Like the final battle with Ansem, you have to after you beat all the organization members, you meet up with Ansem, like the one guy, and then he just jumps off and does something else. You have to fight like 3 different versions of him at once. It's like, why are there like 4 Ansems? Like, what's going on?
Well, that's because I believe there's Ansem the Wise, and then there's his assistant, whose name I believe was Xehanort.
And then he ended up taking that name? Or
Xehanort's nobody. Who is the boss, who is the leader of Organization 13. He went by, he told people his name was Ansem.
Okay.
And then there's also, and then
there's like young Ansem or something.
But then what ended up happening is I believe Xehanort, in Birth by Sleep, Xehanort fusioned with Terra, who is one of like the 3 guardians of the Keyblades. Because there's 3 of them. There's Terra, there's Aqua, and then there's another character whose name I can't remember, who looks like Roxas but is not Roxas. He looks exactly like Roxas, but he's not Roxas. He has a different name. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I don't remember. It was the only one.
But Xehanort fusions with Terra, and so he becomes Terranort. That's why his name is Terranort.
Yeah.
And then the organization members get defeated, and so Terranort's like, oh, I need new members in order to control like all these fragments that I have, in order to obtain the power of all the Keyblades. And he was like, you know who wants to be a member of my team? I do. So he just clones himself.
Okay. Nice.
Story weird. Like, story makes no sense.
And then
I kid you not. I shit you not. It makes no sense.
And then, after all this stuff, they're trying to, like, harness the power of the Keyblade, literally called Keyblade, because, like, key symbol blade.
Yeah, but, it's the symbol, and the symbol is pronounced key. It's like, what? What are you, Prince?
Like, why? It doesn't make any sense. What's going on?
I don't know. The game, I feel like the game just does whatever it wants.
Who was Organization 13's number 2?
Zimbar.
Yeah, spoilers. At the end of 3, you get like Zimbar like meeting up with other characters.
Yeah.
And he's like, I guess he's like trying to like make his own kind of group or something or other, or it's like joining another group that's like teaser for like the next Kingdom Hearts game or something, or if that's part of the DLC. I don't know if they're making like DLC for that. And I don't really know where that's going, but I hope it doesn't like cause like Zimbar to clone himself, or like someone goes back in time, meets up with like young Zimbar, or like another.
I think they show
Ansem.
how Zimbar became an organization member in 3. Like they show Zimbar like with 2 eyes.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Zimbar was my favorite member, because I always loved his dual-wielding guns. It was cool. I like that. It was awesome.
I will say something I don't like about KH3 is that, usually in Kingdom Hearts 2, you beat the area once, solve their issues, and after you solve everyone, then the organization goes to all the areas. You have to fight the organization in every area. Well, you only go to each Disney place once. And after you solve whatever issues with the Heartless and whatever issue you solve, then like an organization member shows up and then leaves. Like the same story. They show up, spew some nonsense, and then leave. Like you don't even fight them. There's no reason why they should be there, and it's all just really dumb. I like the areas, but the ending is like, I'm an organization, fear me, bye bye.
The Disney sections of the games have no point to begin with. They're just there because like kids like Disney, so
that's why the areas are only one half of the game.
Yeah, the Disney areas.
It doesn't matter.
All the Disney is literally filler in all 3 games. Like the Disney characters don't matter.
That's why I'm pretty sure they're just like, well, we just need areas because it's Kingdom Hearts, so we just need Disney areas. That's why there's no Final Fantasy characters in it besides Moogle.
Well, I mean, 1 and 2 had Final Fantasy characters, and then 3 just got rid of them.
And 3 just has Moogle.
I
Final
think
Fantasy
the
don't
DLC has Final Fantasy characters in it.
I don't know. I'm still mad about it. I didn't get to see KH3 Cloud, and I'm mad.
Maybe
he's too busy playing.
DLCs in it.
Too busy playing in Smash to be in Kingdom Hearts.
Dude, he's busy with his remake. Okay, he's a busy guy. Everyone wants Cloud around, and he's only one person.
Couldn't even get Zack.
No. Zack wasn't in any of them.
Not even Leon. Yeah. Get Zack in there. Bring Leon back.
I was gonna say Zack wasn't in 1 or 2.
See, Tifa wasn't in the demo. Why couldn't she make a cameo or something? She didn't have to do anything. I just wanted to see her.
I don't know. Well, I think this is probably going to be it. So, I think we should end it here.
Yeah. All the stuff I brought up about Kingdom Hearts is still stuff I'm kind of mad about.
Well, I
don't.
There's a lot of people
there
are a lot of people that were disappointed with Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're not the only one. But
I still like that Moogle was in it, though. I will say, Moogle ain't going away.
Moogle's cool, so it's cool stuff. Moogle, he's like the Square Enix Mr. Saturn. They got like the same facial structures and stuff.
Yeah, only he has a body. Where Mr. Saturn just has
Mr.
Stump.
Saturn is the body.
Has stubs like Puff with no arms.
All right, but yeah, so that's gonna be it for this attempt to speak. We should say that people, if we missed anything relating to this game development topic, or the Kingdom Hearts 3 topic that we apparently went on for a while.
Like 20 minutes?
If anyone has anything that they would like to add about the topic that we missed, they should leave it in the comments.
Might as well.
Yeah, because, I mean, we're only 2 people, so I'm sure we missed a lot of games, and I'm sure we there are things about Kingdom Hearts 3 we didn't mention. That off the top of my head, I only watched like a portion of the time that you played it. I know you played through the whole game. I didn't.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we missed plenty of things with Kingdom Hearts 3, and I'm sure we missed stuff with the game development topic that this was supposed to be focused on, which it was for the most part. So leave a comment about anything that we missed. You can go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell just so that way when this channel decides to post things, then you'll know about it. And you can also go to the Attempt to Play channel where we post on a regular schedule. You can subscribe and hit the bell for that too, because that channel, unlike this one, actually has a schedule. This one we kind of just do whatever we want.
Yeah, it's like
whereas that one actually has a regular schedule of every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We post 5 to 6 videos a week.
Yeah.
So
I'll leave it I'll leave it on like an end screen or something.
Okay.
Like you know, those things that just appear on screen when the video's about to end. I'll just put it on that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. But yeah, that's it. So once we decide and come up with a third topic, we'll do another one of these. But guys, we'll just have to check out the other stuff that we put up until we decide to do a third one. So maybe we'll do it. We could do a third one
later.
We could do a third one.
Well, like record it immediately after this and release it later.
I don't have any ideas for another one to do that. Well, once we come up with something, we'll do an Attempt to Speak 3. So until then, bye.